So PX-DX06P Gorira Prime was revealed to us about a week ago from Perfect Effect. For those who aren't familiar with what that is Perfect Effects originally, and we've discussed this in the past on the podcast, has done a modern style Optimal Optimus toy. It's out, it's been successful, it's a really good toy. So the obvious repaint from it has been revealed to us, and it's a repaint slash retool of, like I said, PX-DX06P Gorira Prime. And what that is they took that mold that they had originally, they gave it the new face sculpt, and it's the Primal Prime repaint from the Beast Machines toy line, which was also a character used in the Wreckers comic from BotCon, and is pretty much is the, I want to say, the spiritual rebirth of Optimus Prime and that continuity. This looks amazing. This looks really, really good. I really liked the original Primal Prime toy. And what was cool about the original Primal Prime toy was it used that mold very effectively. And the only thing that was bad about that original toy was it was a straight up repaint, so it didn't have the faceplate like it did in the comic book from BotCon. That made him look more like Optimus Prime. It still had the open mouth like Primals did. So this toy, or excuse me, this third party release really gives you that perfect look like it did from what at the time 3H Enterprises was doing before Fun Publications came around and handled BotCon afterwards. So it looks great. And the thing is also is TF Source now has a price for it for the pre-orders since the announcement a week ago. Which, Wendell, how much is it?
It is $169.99 American.
Which is actually really good, considering the fact that if you want to go out and buy even a loose, complete Primal Prime from Beast Machines, you're talking $150 to $200 American on eBay, minimum. And then it just goes up from there if you're getting a boxed one. So you're getting something that's more show accurate, better engineering, better quality, more or less the same size. If you've seen photos of comparison side by side with the original Optimal Optimus with the other one, it looks great. I can't suggest it enough, and I've said it many times. I like that third party is going in this non-G1 direction, and it shows how great it can be if they do that. The only other thing I want to mention is not long after Gorira was revealed, we talked about it on the podcast in the past, how there was Perfect Beast, which was the TM2 Megatron that they have planned.
Oh, yeah.
So now that we have this repaint of Gorira Prime, looks like we're probably going to get a Cryotech from the other one. So we'll get another, again, very predominant 3H / Fun Publications BotCon character that's going to get now maybe also another shot. But again, we're jumping the gun because Perfect Beast isn't even out yet, and we don't even know what it looks like, and we're already discussing the repaint. But but I mean, it's really cool. And again, what's been stated thus far, it comes with the Gorira Prime, and it comes with one laser gun, which again, just like the original toy was the same thing. It more or less just came with the one gun. Looks great. Looks absolutely great. I'm very excited about it. They say it's a release date of late November 2017.
I think I like the engineering on it more compared to both molds, because one thing I didn't like about the original toy is that in robot mode, his guns kind of occupy the chest area,
Yeah,
and you can't really put them away. They're just like there. It's like, deal with me.
that
Deal
was
with these
that was
guns.
something that it was like in the show. It was always shown as something that was retractable,
Yeah.
but with the toy, which was hilarious because it was the most expensive price point Beast Wars toy ever, and
hmm
yet they didn't have the engineering to tuck that away.
Yeah.
And the parts and pieces to do that. Maybe because it was a different time and it was a different way of thinking, but back then it wasn't something on their mind. at that
Yeah.
moment.
So that's one thing I like about that. So like when I'm looking at Gorilla and I'm looking at all the images and stuff, and then that it's like a when he's in the gorilla mode and the backpack is there, but you can move them individually.
Hmm.
I think that's really cool. That's a nice little touch for it. Um, I think the only issue I have with the pictures is that I can't tell if it's real or CG.
Oh, you're talking about the coloring, or just
Yeah, the way the coloring is, like I can't tell if these are still images or if they're 3D renders. That's the only tricky part I find with it.
it's another classic case of most of the time. I like to believe that they're
Picture, because okay, so the images say pictures shown prototypes on their Facebook page.
mhm.
Yeah, Facebook page. Pictures shown prototypes. Final maybe vary.
I want to believe that these are the actual toy photos because there's clear plastics on there, and I guess maybe doing CG of those clear plastics would be too much of a headache.
Mm.
To just instead of just doing solids and not have to worry about what's under it. But again, maybe I'm wrong. If this is what the toy looks like, it looks spectacular.
Yeah.
Um, it looks spectacular, and the price, in all honesty, is right on the money for what you're getting. This is something that, if it was a Hasbro release, it would be. Let's put it this way: there recently was a Primal Prime Hasbro figure. It wasn't based on this mold, though. They took
Mm.
the oversized Gorilla Optimus Prime toy from RID, which was based off of Beast Machines, and they gave it the Primal Prime colors. And
Yeah.
that toy in Canada was $199. Yeah.
Ah, right, that thing. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
And so like and that thing is nothing in comparison to this. So this is right
That
on.
was, you know what that thing was? Ballsy.
Yeah, that thing was the greatest claim
Cause,
to
ca-
the greatest claim to fame about that mold was it was one of the first Transformer molds to have individual articulated digits, so you can make
mm,
it flip you the bird essentially. That was like,
yeah.
and that was like one of the first things I did with it when I got that original mold. So, but I mean, aside from that, like there wasn't much going for it. It had the voice of Gary Chalk originally, that original mold. So not much going for it otherwise. It was just, oh, it's a really super show accurate Optimal Optimus Optimus Primal that's totally out of scale with all your other Beast Machine toys, which was a big problem with Beast Machines in general. Um, but the point is that this toy this Perfect Effect toy at this price point, I can't even complain about the price. This it's there's die cast in it. There's um, it does what the original toy does, but better. It's cheaper than the original toy if you wanted to buy it right now, which is a rarity. I cannot think of a single new masterpiece toy or new third party toy that always ends up being cheaper than the original. It's always usually the opposite. You'll usually get like a third party Quake Wave and he'll be way more expensive than buying an original G1 Shockwave, or until that's obviously an official one comes out of a masterpiece scale. But this is something that's it's almost, you have no excuse not to get it if you were interested. There's no reason to have hesitation short of not having the money. You know, great toy. I'm really behind this.